Hello, everybody. This is Henry Kramer, 605 Chaser. We are live here. Be one moment. We'll get Facebook going here in just 1 second. Just 1 second here, folks. All right, we are live on Facebook as well as YouTube. We're going to get some information out here to you as quickly as we possibly can. Right now, hello and welcome. This is Henry Kramer, 605 Chaser. We do have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning. This has got a tornado possible tag on it. Appreciate y'all joining. Please make sure that you like and subscribe. Insider Edition stuff. There is subscriptions on Facebook that you can subscribe to for a very, very low cost fee that will allow you to get Insider Edition details. But let's go ahead and bring up these details here. Sisseton is in this big time. It's a tornado possible tag, 70-mile-an-hour winds. This is a severe thunderstorm warning that southern Traverse County in west central Minnesota, Big Stone County in west central Minnesota, southern Roberts County in northeastern South Dakota, eastern Day County in northeastern South Dakota, southeastern Marshall County in northeastern South Dakota, and Grant County. This covers a very large area. This is moving off to the east at 40 miles per hour. So for folks that are just joining us, I want you to be aware that we also do have something, a great service, and it's you get alerts. You can get alerts from us regarding severe weather, and I'll get that information to you real quick here. Be one moment. And I will go ahead and put that up. Probably not a good idea for you to see that. 1 second. All right, so there is the link in our Facebook. You'll be able to see that. Stay ahead of the storm, and you'll get alerts with my voice on the phone. Hey, Chronic 4, you're watching from Aberdeen. I appreciate it very much. Appreciate you. All right, so again, let's go ahead and bring this back out here. We have Millbank, areas of Florence. Let's go back to the live radar here so that we can kind of regroup a bit with the proper radar. I just got off my full-time job, so I'm a little backwards here. You're still without power in Aberdeen area? Wow. Was not aware that Aberdeen, like I said, I just got back from my full-time job. Folks that are just joining us on Facebook, remember, you are able to donate with stars. You can give a digital gift that helps me earn money. Obviously, I'm still doing a full-time job, but let's go ahead and go a little bit further down to show you some of these storms that are no longer severe thunderstorm warned over by Gettysburg, but man, is there a lot of lightning with this just to the southwest of Bowdle, South Dakota. All of this in the shaded yellow zone is all a severe thunderstorm watch until 12 o'clock in the morning, so another 2 hours, and we do have some chasers Looks like Edgar kind of gave up at this point over by Huron. We were expecting these storms to fire off a lot sooner, but the capping in the atmosphere and a lot of other elements that didn't really come together is part of the reason why. But you can certainly see this line of storms kind of building right. Going to eventually connect with Cherry Creek area and start moving towards the east and south. Now, as far as what we're expecting to have happen with Sioux Falls area, folks that are just joining us, let me just go ahead and show you that. We'll take a look at the HRRR weather model and zoom out here, and you can see up in the upper part of that map, if you're looking at that, you'll be able to see kind of an estimate. Now, this is looking at 3 o'clock in the morning. Let's go to the 01Z update here. That would be the most up-to-date one. This is a look at what 3 o'clock in the morning might look like, okay? Somewhere around it, Hazel, Castlewood, Watertown area, some hailers there. So this is what I was talking about on one of my reels this morning, was discussing how a lot of these same areas are going to be impacted over the next several hours, and that could lead to flash flooding. Now, folks, about Sioux Falls, Del Rapids, basically, that's about the extent of what we're expecting for that to go on the southern part of this. And then that's going to end up having quite a big wind impact for possibly Redwood Falls and Tracy, Minnesota. This will continue to move off at 5 o'clock in the morning. Over towards Mankato eventually at 7 o'clock in the morning in our friends in Minnesota. But by the time it gets to 8 o'clock in the morning, this weather model suggests that it's pretty well died out. As we go a little bit further, we don't really see any other redevelopment until it goes about 2 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow over by the Rochester and Wisconsin areas. But let's go back to the live radar and show you what our storms are doing right here. We'll take a look at velocity. Velocity has the ability to take a look at where there could be some rotation. Really not seeing a whole lot. There are impacts, obviously, with this storm here. Because it does have that tornado or tornado possible tag on it. And this was issued, severe thunderstorm warning was issued at 9:41 p.m. Looks like Rainbow Island around 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Remain alert for possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorm. If you spot a tornado, go at once into a basement or small central room in sturdy structures. So when they put that tag on it, you know they mean business. So anybody, Wilmot, and right along I-29, that Summit, let's kind of, I've only used this a couple of different times, but I do want to kind of give you a rough idea of what we could be seeing, where this might end up. Whoops, we're going a little too fast here. Kind of go right about there, I think, would be a good idea. So I've got a lot of areas because I drew this out with a lot of different cities. So what we're expecting to see happen was we got Beaver, South Dakota right there, Beaver Flats, 950, it's right upon you, Browns Valley, Wilmot, that would be in Minnesota. Actually, that would be in South Dakota, it's right on the border there. That would be 958 Marvin, 958 Corona and Foster, 1006, 1011 Twin Brooks, 1011 p.m. Millbank area. That's 1021 because that southern edge is a little bit further back. And Graceville, 1026 p.m. Clinton, 1029. Big Stone City, 1030. Johnson 1036, and Odessa about 1042. That's if this holds together, and I don't see it. I don't see it dying out anytime soon. So appreciate that very much. Let's go ahead and move to the other storm. Let's clear this out a little bit. See if there's any other development. We do have this one here that's got about 40 to 50 mile an hour wind gusts. This is over by Parker's Prairie in Minnesota, just north of Alexandria. Yep, we got that. Wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour, half-inch size hail. But we're going to stay on this one because right here, this has got a bow effect right here. Let me kind of draw that out for you. So this curvature you can see right here, that's those winds on the back side of this that are pushing through Agency Village and Sisseton, and eventually, like I said, Wilmot, South Dakota area, right along that I-29. Folks on I-29, if you got high profile vehicles, you definitely want to be careful. And again, folks, there are things that you can do to stay alert. If you've ever wanted to, get warnings to your phone, like if you want to get a phone call, I mean, who wouldn't want to get a phone call, right? If you're going to be in a severe weather event. I just pinned it on the YouTube side. It's already on the Facebook side. You can sign up $15 a year, click that link, and you're going to get alerts. You're going to get a phone call from me if you're in a polygon and tell you exactly what to do. So make sure that you're signing up for that. What's the odds of Watertown being hit? Watertown, let me pull that right here. You guys are going to be on the southern edge of that. I did go through some weather models here, but I'll go through that again here for you. Appreciate. Back it up here. There's one weather model, as you can see on there on Facebook. Mark, how do you send stars? You would probably have to... There should be a link in here, or you might have to connect your... Hey, Cameron, lightning show by Clare City, South Dakota. Thanks for letting me know. If anybody knows how to send stars, I'm not exactly sure, but Cameron is definitely a star sender, so maybe Cameron could help Mark out in the chat and Facebook and tell Mark how to send stars. That would be great. If you could do that, I would really appreciate it, because quite honestly, I've never sent stars in stuff. I usually like to, but you might have to connect your debit card or something like that to your Facebook account or a PayPal account. But anyhow, back to Watertown, South Dakota. This is an estimate about 3 o'clock in the morning. These storm cells here just to the southwest of Watertown near Hazel, we're expecting that could end up having some hail. Again, this is a radar estimate. It is not exact. It all depends on the timing. But as a reminder, the outlooks for today from the Storm Prediction Center, that does have... Thank you, Jordan, for the stars. I appreciate it. We got Jordan gave 20 stars. I appreciate every single one that I get. It certainly helps. Are you guys familiar at all through YouTube or through Facebook? Are you guys familiar with Chaser OS? It's an app that I've been working on as much as I possibly can. If you're not familiar with it, I go in depth with it. So if you're not a subscriber on the Facebook side for that $4.99, I think it's $4.99 or a $4.95 a month, you can subscribe to that to get insider edition features and in-depth analysis before we do a live stream, so that you guys can know what's happening. Let's go back to this live radar and show you this storm right now. I'm a little concerned about this south side of the storm here. Let me take a look and see who we got. Do we have Andrew over here? Oh, Sean's over there. I'm very familiar with him. Who's all these piled up together, for crying out loud? They all in one car? Ooh, Johnny and Andrew's down there, Highway 20. So they're kind of focused on the south side. Typically when we're chasing, we want to have that south side, but you also want to have plenty of options, east, west, south options for exit, in case, you don't want to be in this entire windbag event in here. So let's take a look at velocity here a little bit. And you can certainly see it is quite the windbag here. They go into, they extended this now. They still have a tornado possible tag on this. So that's still the same one. I apologize. It's a little hard to see that. Let's go to the 70-mile-an-hour winds that were observed. That's this one here. It's all pretty much the same. This is impacting to Florence, South Dakota, and that's basically on the south side of this storm. Go back to reflectivity. You can see the south side hitting Florence and Wallace, or did impact to Florence and Wallace. All right, another thing that you guys could do, as we are expecting some of these storms to possibly impact areas of South Dakota and now Minnesota into the overnight. So this severe thunderstorm watch is now until 4 o'clock in the morning. That's for our friends in. Thank you so much for the stars. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Cameron. Whoop, whoop, Cameron with the big 200 stars. Dude, you're amazing. Every little bit helps. I appreciate it so much. So we got 4 o'clock in the morning. The other thing that I was going to mention to you is in this chat, I'm going to go ahead and pin it to the top of the chat in the comments on Facebook. I've pinned it on YouTube. For only $15 a year, you can get life-saving alerts and my voice on the other line, giving you a phone call. It's not an app, okay? It's Weather Call Next Gen. If you're in the polygon, you're going to get an alert. If you're out of the polygon for your location, you're not going to get an alert. You're not going to get a phone call. But it's huge because even some of the people that have already signed up for it have told me that, gosh, I got the phone call even before the EAS went out. I got the phone call and it said exactly what to do and that type of thing. It was a tornado warning. There was a time that I've even gotten it because I signed up for it as well, just to see how it works. And no matter where I was, I went into the Find Me part of it. And I would thank you so much. Angelica, thank you so much for the 99 stars. I appreciate it so much. What are good ways to stay informed, especially during the night? Yep. So, Angelica, I did pin that $15 a year. Weather Call Next Gen. You can sign up for that. You'll get a phone call. It's not a weather app, so it works big time. I get a little tiny bit of that to help, but it's minuscule when it relates to the alert that you get. It'll be my voice on the other line if you're in the Polygon for a warning, whether it's, you can read the information on there. It travels with you 24/7, severe weather monitoring, phone calls for flash flood emergencies, severe thunderstorms, tornado warnings, extreme wind warnings, and even lightning alerts are all built in to that. So you will get a phone call from me telling you exactly what to do. Again, this is the most important part for those alerts, because if you don't do the find me, and let's say you travel to a different area, you just do the find me, so that way you can update your location, and then once you update your location, it'll work how it needs to work, and you just set it and forget it, and you're good to go. It definitely is life-saving alerts. I know the people that developed it. I know a lot of them when I was in the Storm Chaser Summit in Denver in February. So let's go ahead and go through the weather model, since we don't have any tornado warnings. And quite honestly, I'm not sure if we're going to get a tornado warning. I hope we don't get a tornado warning tonight. But we're going to go through this a little bit here and kind of show you what an estimate is for the folks that are just joining, so that you guys can kind of see what might happen. Now, this is HRRR weather model. It's going through another update right now, so I don't want to go to that one yet because it's not fully out. But we are expecting some additional development over some of these same areas that you've already seen. 1 o'clock in the morning, Millbank could get some more hail. Webster, eventually around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, Watertown, even areas of DeSmet and Brookings, some higher possibilities of some hail in there, and some heavy rain. Span out here for our folks in Minnesota, Montevideo and Marshall, Minnesota. As we span through there, you can certainly see Redwood Falls, and then eventually this starts to die out about 6 o'clock in the morning, but plenty of rain with it. And I'll show you guys, by the time 8 o'clock in the morning in Minnesota, Mankato area, we're seeing a lighter band of showers. So let's take a look at our outlooks that we have. Again, the concern that I also have is the excessive rainfall. This is showing a lot of areas, over to Minneapolis, Watertown, of course, Brookings, Aberdeen. You guys have already seen a lot of rain. And that is a genuine concern. What's happening west of Aberdeen? Derek, I will go ahead and show that right now. I apologize, for some reason it wasn't showing me that right away, so I will show you that, no doubt. So west of Aberdeen, we don't have anything severe thunderstorm warned right at this time, but there's still plenty of night on going on. So we do have kind of heavier bands of showers. I'd say right now this is primarily rain and lightning. Do we expect this to intensify? We can certainly show that here with our weather model. We do expect it to intensify at times, but by 1 o'clock in the morning, I would say west of Aberdeen, you should be okay. It'd be more so over into Minnesota and extreme northeastern South Dakota. Hope that helps you, Derek. Let's also take a look at folks out in the western part of South Dakota. See what's happening there. This is an estimated radar. As you can see, not really a whole lot west of Pierre. Let's go to live radar. Now, just be aware that this, you are in a western South Dakota, is in a severe thunderstorm watch until midnight. So as the night progresses, obviously these storms are really going to die off. And why that might be, let's go to live radar and let's put our, if I can get our surface observations on here. 1 second. Wow, can't believe it's still, that is still warm and muggy. And you can certainly see why things are still going. We have some winds up here near Eureka, 23-mile-an-hour wind gusts. That was as of 8 p.m., obviously, so that's a little off. Let's go to precipitation. We'll go back to this here. Just going to request a sounding here to kind of see what we got possibility. All right, so don't freak out, folks. It says tornado warning. That just, or it says tornado. It just means that the surface observations as of this sounding with HRRR was stating that conditions are certainly favorable for a tornado. We have lapse rates of 7 degrees Celsius and 7.2 at the 850 and 500 millibars, and the violent tornado parameter is 4.6. So we have a little bit of a difference here, 71 degree dew point and 76 temperature. So those are working with us, but certainly that's why we're very concerned about this storm still here, because the soundings were pointing as a possibility. Now, my Chaser OS app did have storms firing further to the south over in Hazel and Haiti and Castlewood areas. But that looks like it's going to be a little bit further off. So not an exact science, that's for sure. All right, so folks that are just joining us, I appreciate you on here. I'm just going to do a recap. I'm not going to be on here all night long. I'm just going to stay in here until we start to, start to see this storm here die out, if it dies out. But it's all on its own. However, these storms to the north are continuing to kind of feed off of this southern storm, so that could end up having some issues or causing some issues and cause that to die out. I really hope it does, to be honest. That still is, that storm is moving off to the east at 40 miles per hour. And for those that are just joining, hey, Central Iowa Chasers, Marshall, it is going great, buddy. I appreciate you being on here. Are you gearing up for some severe weather in Iowa? Oh, I would say you're probably going to be as you get into tomorrow and possibly into Thursday. Marshall is a good friend of mine from Central Iowa Chasers. He's on the YouTube right now. Chat. So folks on Facebook, be aware. Angelica, thank you so much for signing up. I appreciate it so much. I got to figure out how to give you a big old like on that. Love it. Thank you, Angelica, for signing up. What Angelica is talking about is Weather Call Next Gen in the pinned comments on You don't. Okay, Central Iowa chasers. We don't really chase these setups unless they're right over our house. Okay, that makes sense. So what Angelica was talking about is they just signed up. So with Weather Call Next Gen, the service on the other end is my voice. It's $15 a year. You can sign up for that, and you'll get life-saving alerts directly to your phone in severe weather situations. All right, David, going camping near Fairmont, Minnesota. Is the weather going to be violent next week? I don't really like to discuss weather next week this far out, but I will say it's unlikely. It's more or less going to be further south, in my opinion, but stay weather aware. Next week is a little tricky to really pinpoint anything this far out. So I would say Iowa is probably going to be a better shot next week, in my opinion, as we get into the 14th. But Fairmont, you just never know. I know that's an area, but David, it might be a good idea for you to sign up for Weather Call Next Gen if you're concerned about that. So that way you get those life-saving alerts, and you just update your Find Me. You go into the Find Me, and that'll update your location. So that way it travels with you, and you'll know exactly. Get a phone call from me to know exactly what's up and where to go and wherever you're going. Central Iowa Chasers, Marshall says it's not worth a 2-hour drive in my perspective. Yeah, that's probably not. Especially these setups. They're not huge. They're more of a windbag event for tonight versus a tornado risk. There still is that 2% tornado risk for areas covered in Millbank, South Dakota. So let me go back to that and show folks. But as we get into the evening hours, typically we start to see this more of a windbag threat. And what do I mean by windbag is this curvature here by Browns Valley and Wilmot. You can start seeing a lot of wind on the back side of this. Let's see if they updated this. They have not updated that at all yet. Moving pretty slow. That's really the only one that's ongoing severe thunderstorm warning right now. The ones over by Minnesota, just to the north of Alexandria, Minnesota, those polygons are for special weather statements. So we got winds about 40 miles per hour. Not, they're going to toss some things around, but not as dangerous as this one here that we're covering, been covering since I got home from work. So how's Watertown? Watertown is still looking like you could end up having. Let me show you what I mean. Let's go back here 1 second. It looks more along the lines, if you look at this residual here on the back side of this, I'm going to draw it out here for you. It looks like it's back building. So this area here, it looks like the southern edge could end up impacting your area, but I think it's going to be later in the night. So, and it could also not. It's a tough call because see how this, let me back this up a little bit. If I go through here, see how you can kind of see those chasers moving as we progress this along. So there's a lot of chasers right now in Watertown, okay? And there's something to be said with that. When there's a lot of chasers in a specific area, it could mean a couple of different things. Could mean that they all decided to give up and go to a restaurant, and have fun. Or the more likely is that they're waiting for that puppy to get there. and possibly be a bigger weather event. Steph pouring hard in Wilmot, South Dakota. Thanks, Janelle, for the confirmation. Yes, plenty of rain is expected with this. So, Brayson, as far as Watertown, South Dakota, I would say you are looking at probably something after midnight by the time it gets there. I did share that through the weather model HRRR, and it's going through another update. So I'll kind of back that up a little bit here and show you. It really hasn't changed a whole lot. Let's see if the HRRR sub model is available here. All right, so this kind of shows what Watertown might do. As you can see, it's possibly going to miss Watertown. But you got storms at 3:30 in the morning near Castlewood, and then storms just to the north of Watertown. So I would definitely stay weather alert. I mean, the flooding is going to be a concern as well. So Stephanie, 8 miles north of Millbank, you're definitely going to have some more storms moving through that area into the overnight. So life-saving alerts, Weather Call Next Gen, definitely would want to sign up for that. $15 a year is all. And you'll get a phone call from me. It's not an app. It's a phone call from me to let you know what you need to do. So all right, let's go back to a live radar and see what else we got going on. Yep, we can see right here. This is just to the south. So Rawville, starting to enter into some of those areas north of Watertown. It's a live look at the radar as of 10:15. So we're just running a few minutes behind, and that's typical of radars. But if we take a look at the velocity, there's really not a whole lot on there. But I do want to remind folks that this severe thunderstorm warning that was updated at 10:16, the severe thunderstorm warning for eastern, Day, and southeastern Marshall counties is canceled. That's good. That's good. That's great news. This storm, which prompted the warning, has moved out of the warned area. Therefore, the warning has been canceled. So it's canceled because it moved out of the warned area. That doesn't mean that it's not still a dangerous storm, just means it moved out of the area. So we're probably going to be seeing a polygon here shortly further to the east. All right. And we do have Otis Project over here. If you've never heard of Otis Project, these guys are amazing. The Otis Project on Facebook or on YouTube, they fly drones into the tornado. And they're just amazing research that they do and vital information that they can get. I think what they're probably doing at this point is they're likely going to sit on this possible additional development here. Let me kind of draw that out for you. So I think there's probably going to be some additional development right here. And this could be the one that later on impacts areas further into Watertown. That might be what those guys are waiting on, to be honest. We'll see how it goes. It's not an exact science, this weather tonight, that's for sure. Storms were expected to fire off much earlier, but what chasers are in Millbank? Yeah, I could tell you, absolutely. There's quite a few, actually. Hold on one second. couple of them. Probably, okay, so Liam, I'm not familiar with Liam, and Corey. So those are two obviously relatives of some sort. So that's where their current location is, over by East Millbank Avenue. It could be delayed depending on their weather network. I do see something that's interesting right here. This is a classic horseshoe, and that might be what they're trying to look for. So a little bit of inflow happening right there. And there's just a ton of chasers right here. We've got Sean Boise. He is an amazing chaser. He knows his business. So is Devin. And of course, the notorious John McKinney, Freddie McKinney's dad from Nebraska. He's up here. And my good buddy Andrew. They're all centered in Watertown, so yep. So no, you didn't miss it, Andrea. So yeah, I was able to go through those. This doesn't pick up all the chasers are there, only the ones that are currently live on their spotter network. So there could be other chasers, but just they don't have a spotter network beacon on. All right, so let's take a look at these storms over here just to the west of Aberdeen now. I do want to remind folks too that we have this severe thunderstorm watch until midnight. Only another hour and a half, so we'll have to see what happens with that if these storms continue to try to develop over by Webster. Right now it looks like kind of some garbage development there. And then folks into I did not see, so Marshall asked me a question here. I did not see all the rain that you got Thursday and Friday. Honestly, Thursday last week, I was chasing in the Alpena, South Dakota area. We actually caught our first tornado. It wasn't fully condensed. It was more of a ground circulation. But nonetheless, we captured that. Here we go. We got a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is now kind of, remember how I was talking about that southern storms? Who's the spotter between, let me answer this Mary Beth's question first on Facebook. Will the storm in Eureka reach Aberdeen? Our power just came on from earlier storm. Thanks. So Mary, there's storms that could possibly, with this storm that is non-severe right now over by Ipswich, but it does show some intensification over by Ipswich. So that is possible over the next couple of hours. So I would just be cautious and be aware that those storms, as they progress further east, could still redevelop. There's plenty of moisture in the air yet. The next question, Cameron, who is a spotter between Graceville and Wheaton? Graceville and Wheaton. 1 second. And I apologize. Can you give me a bigger city? I'm familiar with some of those areas. I probably zoomed into it. You're welcome, Mary Beth. There we go, Graceville. There we go. Stephen Escher. Not familiar with that person. Stephen Escher. East of Millbank, north of Ortonville. Thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate it so much. Yeah, it is. I was thinking it was Minnesota. It's just gets a little tricky for me. I'm not familiar enough with a whole lot of areas up in extreme northeastern part of South Dakota. You would think I would be, but I'm not. So here's some other areas right here. This is still getting a pretty good signature of a curvature with that wind, but I want to go back to this severe thunderstorm warning. Um, and those are going through on the polygon or on the ticker below. Severe thunderstorm warning. This is at 10:21. A severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Hall's Landing to Lismore Colony to near Waverly, moving east at 40. So it's kind of picking up some speed. So this was 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts that were by trained weather spotters. Severe thunderstorms will be near Millbank, Ortonville, Graceville, Big Stone City, Clinton, Stockholm, Strandberg, Twin Brooks. I'm going to lose my breath here. Troy and Barrie around 10:25. Dumont, LeBolt, and Collis around 10:30. It's right on you. Johnson around 10:35. Odessa, Revelo, Artichoke, Albee, and Trinity Lutheran Country Church around 10:40. Other locations include Artichoke Lake and Coral. So thankfully, not seeing anything as far as tornadic, but still severe thunderstorm warning. And it looks like Marshall said east side, I'm assuming east side of Iowa seen over 15 inches of rain in July already. That's crazy. Speaking of rain, let's go ahead and take a look at kind of radar estimates of what we have had over, Des Moines, east side of Des Moines, over 15 inches of rain in July already. That's crazy. Just crazy. So we're going to show like the 3-hour accumulation here. Actually, storm accumulation. And make sure that this is a little difficult. This is not exact, but I want to show you estimates of rainfall. Look at this. Selby estimate, Selby, South Dakota. Did I see 6 inches somewhere? Oh my gosh, 7. It's not exact. It's almost 7 inches of rain over this storm. Austin, thank you so much. The wind has started in Twin Brooks and light rain. Thank you so much for the heads up for our followers and our community. Appreciate it. Columbia, north of Aberdeen, looks like 2 to 3 inches of rain there has already fallen. Total hour accumulation over the last hour. Areas just to the northeast of Alaska, South Dakota has gotten over an inch. Roscoe area, about an inch of rain. Sisseton area, you're almost a little over an inch and a half in just the last hour. These are radar estimates. These are not actual reports, but these are radar estimates. If I go over to the Minneapolis radar, we can kind of see this area over the last hour has received a lot of rain as well. Just north of Parker's Prairie. A lot of these training thunderstorms have really just, we call them training thunderstorms because they literally sit over the same areas over and over again and hardly move, causing the risk of flash flooding. Last Thursday, areas just east of Des Moines got 11 inches of rain. That is just crazy. That's crazy, man. We're going to go to the weather alerts. That one expired. At least they no longer have they don't have any severe thunderstorm warnings with a tornado possible tag on it. So that's good. Again, we're just looking at these two right here. No rotation in these systems. Any rotation in this system, and what is round 2 looking like? Let's go ahead and go to those. Let's see if we have another update for our weather model here. 1 second. We'll go to, right now we're looking at a weather model that was updated at 10 p.m. All right, so this is not exact science, folks. This is just one weather model. Don't see anything that suggests rotation. That tornado threat really dies out as the night progresses. And I'm going to just show you significant tornado parameter numbers. Now, I'm just speaking on behalf of South Dakota here, folks. 11 p.m., the significant tornado parameter numbers look to be high, but there's other factors. We got to have shear. We have to have wind shear. It's got 30 knots around midnight. We have to have updraft helicity. Got that, but not over here. So I don't see any shots at any rotation on these storms as the night progresses. I would say the biggest risk at this point is going to be some wind, 50 to 60 mile per hour winds, maybe an isolated one that could get up to 70 miles per hour. Further as you go into Minnesota, if this can regenerate. And then, of course, flooding. Angie is asking, anything looking like it will hit the Huron area tonight? That's a great question. I know that earlier in the day I had some weather model runs that was talking about and even some posts that was saying could end up hitting Huron, but thankfully it does not look like that will be possible. Let's go back to the weather model and kind of show that here. Yeah, this latest run really puts more of the risk over into areas of Minnesota, Marshall to Wilmer, and then the flooding risk probably over to Little Falls and Brainerd. As it goes through the overnight, there's Wilmer and Hutchinson. That would be 5 o'clock in the morning. I would say probably a lot of wind with that. That could end up having that 60 to 70 mile an hour winds. But about 6 o'clock in the morning, 6 to 8, it really starts to die out by the time it gets to Mankato. But again, Huron, as you can see through there, really doesn't look like it's going to get impacted. I'm thankful that it is not going to happen. And most of you know, I always say that take any of my videos with a grain of salt because things could end up changing, and they do change very quickly. So at the time of those posts on those videos and the content that I post, that's what we currently think is expected to happen. But that's just a snippet in time. Angie, you are welcome. And if you're from Huron, my heart goes out to all of you folks in Huron or anybody that's on here from the Highmore area. You guys have really had quite devastation. Not that the rest of folks haven't, but those are areas that really stick out in my mind over the last week or so. So this is kind of a rundown of what we're expecting. Let's go back to live radar in case somebody is joining. We do have this storm out here by Wall. That is 40 to 50 mile an hour wind gusts. Nothing real huge. Half-inch hail. I'm not discarding it, but that could end up growing because it is a storm cell kind of all on its own. So areas of Phillip and Midland, you'll want to be careful and take warning. You were working that night of the storm, was very scary to say the least. Yeah, I bet. So if y'all want to find out something, I'm going to type in some information here. So I have this that is in development stages. So I'm going to just type in Watertown. And this is what we kind of use in the field. It's a example, and it's a experimental model. It can give me chase-worthy numbers. Now, this is a tornado score. That doesn't mean that there's definitely going to be a tornado. It just has some parameters that suggest it. 6 out of 10 of the parameters suggest tornado for Watertown, South Dakota. 0.8 significant tornado parameter numbers. The one thing that is stopping it is the ML Cape. We need 2,500. We only have 952. Okay. We have some other numbers that are there. Hey, this is my son, Nate. He loves weather just as much as me. Say hi to Nate, everybody. So we have 0 to 1 kilometer bulk shear, 24.2 knots. So that's good. Let me rephrase that. That's good if you want a tornado. Not good if you don't want a tornado. We're getting close for the 0 to 1 kilometer storm relative helicity. We need 150. The 850 HPA jet. We need 35. We're getting close there. So these are surface observations and a lot of other data taken off of HRRR and RAP models. These update hourly, and the last update was 10 p.m. The hail factor, obviously 85%, because some of that already had hail in there. And then the other factor would be wind. So pretty much all of those areas. And that would make sense, obviously, because those storms did have impacts to the northern side of Watertown. So it's not down to the exact area. Let's take a look at Aberdeen. My son says Aberdeen's done. Let's take a look at a score. And it looks like over the next 6 hours, that is going to be falling. So surface winds, that's probably, so the boundary is unlikely. And the surface convergence, need 10. It's probably past that point. The hail factor and the tornado factor, again, still not expecting a whole lot as far as the tornado factors go for Aberdeen. Let's go back to our live radar for Aberdeen and show that. John McKinney. John is over in Watertown, right? Yep. Yeah. Hey, hi there, Texas weather storm chasers. Appreciate you joining. Appreciate it very much. Amanda, oh, can I do Melbank? Can you do Todd? Can you do Melbank? I could do Melbank here. 1 second. Glad you're in here, Texas weather storm chasers. Melbank, South Dakota. It's falling off as well. All of that's falling off. Amanda Christofferson said we had some downed trees and lost power from last one that just moved through. Goodness gracious, Amanda, I'm so sorry that you've got storm damage. But that's Melbank. Let's go ahead and kind of show, again, for folks that are just joining us, kind of estimates. We'll go to the sub-hourly. Again, this is just a snippet in time of a weather model, and that puts it at around 11:15. Aberdeen getting some rain, but I don't expect anything real significant for Aberdeen based on this latest model run. Flooding is going to be a risk.
Yes, it is.
Huge risk. But this is kind of the time. I'm backwards here. I'm going backwards, back in time. Back to the future. All right. Leola, 10:30, Aberdeen. This is around 11 o'clock, obviously moving through there. Some of these pink areas are likely, could be small hail, but more than likely are going to be heavier bands of rain as it moves through. So Jaden, the website that I use, that is Todd, Minnesota. I'll take a look at that real quick. So this field score, this is something that is only available to our chasers. And the reason for that is I don't want to be putting this, it's still in the experimental stages. Hang on one second. I don't want to put this in the hands of general public because it's still needing to go through field testing. So, so Todd County, Minnesota. Let's take a look here. I am on YouTube as well as Facebook. So others that are on YouTube, I apologize. I'm not trying to ignore you. If you have any questions, certainly can ask. So 60%, this is a marginal. And as you can see, the trend, it's falling off. We do see a boundary likely, so the Cape and the SIN proxy, but the ML Cape is not there. So that's why that tornado risk for Todd County, Minnesota suggests that. Wind and hail threat, not a whole lot. Wind index is 2.7 out of 10. So that's what it looks like there. Yeah, definitely not. If I could get some more finance backing, I would definitely have this as a public tool. But obviously, with hosting it and protecting some of the data that goes into there. It's not about the money, but it does cost money for this tool, and each time that you generate a score, it costs me money. So that's the other reason that I don't make it public yet. Park Inn by Radisson. Where are the peak winds now near Millbank, Orton? Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Apologize. Give me a second.
Okay.
I'm going to go back to the live radar here. It looks like the peak winds right now, if I can go back to that real quick, right over Millbank, just to the south. Actually, let's go back to this.
Whoa.
Yeah, it looks like that's actually where it is. 1 second. Go to velocity here. It's going to be a little hard to see. Right in here, somewhere near Ortonville, would be some pretty significant winds. Let's go ahead and take a look at the warning polygon. Uh, 60-mile-an-hour winds. We don't see. Let's take a look here and see if this one got updated with anything. I apologize, my computer. Oh, they do have winds. Tornado possible tag on this. See, I was talking about that earlier. So this is a tornado possible tag on this. It doesn't mean that there is a tornado. At 10:33, severe thunderstorms were located along a line from 25 miles northwest of Choquillo to 10 miles northwest of Bellingham or along a line from 36 miles west of Morris to 34 miles southwest of Morris, moving east at 35. So it seems to be regenerating a little bit here. Lake Oliver, Big Stone National Wildlife Refuge, Lake Haiti, Fish Lake, Appleton, Morris Airport, Lake Oliver, Appleton Airport, and Holloway. So they do have a tornado possible tag on that. And this is continuing to move off to the east. Can kind of see that signature right there. Let's go to storm resolution, storm relative velocity here. See if I can analyze this at all. You can see some broader strokes right there. Spectrum width sometimes. Right here is probably where it is right now. The heavier winds. A little hard to see all of it as we get closer. About Staples and Browville. Is it Brownsville? Staples. Take a look here. 1 second, I'm going to take a look. There we go. Those storms are starting to move. So we got this one here just issued. Severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Lac. I'm going to mispronounce that. Lac Parley County in west central Minnesota. At 10:46, severe thunderstorms were located along a line from 15 miles north of Marietta to 16 miles west of Marietta, along a line from 40 miles southwest of Morris to 50 miles west of Montevideo. Moving southeast at 35. That's got small hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Locations impacted is going to be Nassau, Marietta, Bellingham, Florida Creek Wildlife Management Area, Madison, and Madison Park. So be aware, this is now kind of moving southeast. So this is going to be impacting, eventually impacting areas of Montevideo. Staples, and I apologize, I don't see Staples. Where is that exactly?
Here, let me go on to
the Nope, we're not going there, but let's verify. Nate, can you tell me how we locate? Well, that's not going to help me much.
Click on it.
That's the storm thing. Yeah, is there a way? I can't remember on the desktop how to.
Wait, what did he say?
They wanted to know Staples and Browville.
Let me look at Staples.
It's probably Minnesota, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Zoom out. I need to find a nearest city. Wow. Oh, that's up by Long Prairie. Okay, so... Oh, Browerville. Okay, gotcha. This one right here, we'll go to the Minneapolis radar. Ooh, goodness. That is intensifying for sure. Right now, I'm surprised actually that it's not a severe thunderstorm warning yet. Let's take a look at... Let's take a look at the... No, they're getting there. Let's look at the vertical integrated liquid. It's not showing hailers in there yet. That's why it's... But yeah, Browerville, Logan, I would definitely keep an eye on that. If you're in the Browerville, Long Prairie areas, definitely stay weather aware. Those areas are looking like they're getting much more intense. Let's back it up here a little bit and see how it's grown over the last number of hours here. As it was over by Ashby, and it's continued to push through. Starting to see that it definitely there. Even areas of Alexandria, Glenwood. We're starting to see this line develop right here. These are all going to connect with these storms that are coming out of South Dakota. So those are all going to connect, and then that's what's likely going to impact some of these areas downstream along I-94. So folks, if you're traveling, let's go back to our live radar data from, got a lot of lightning with this, folks, lots of lightning. But I appreciate you guys being on here. Oh, is that Andrew?
Yeah, and that he's gone, and then he's with John McKinney.
Is he talking?
Yeah, but you can't have it on. Remember?
I can. He's with Freddie? Oh. So Neon Storm Chasers got to meet Freddie. Is that right now?
That's John McKinney.
Or John McKinney, I guess.
That's right.
All right. All right, folks. 1 second. I just need to, if you have any other questions or concerns for areas, shout them out to me. I'm getting a little distracted. My ADHD brain is going crazy right now. Yeah, says the child that's got it as well. What are you circling, or what is that for?
This is radar on my.
Okay, you need to get off of that. Okay, 1 second, folks. I do need to give my son a little talk here. All right, folks, I apologize. So my son was actually pointing out a concerned cell. And this would be near Blumengard Colony or near Crestbard. This is along folks that are familiar with South Dakota, Highway 45 and Highway 20. Why is he concerned about that? Is unknowns to me. Let's take a look, though. I don't see anything. Are you talking about that? Yeah, but it's not really that intense. Let's look at the vertical integrated liquid. There's not anything there, bud. It is probably at 45,000 feet. Let's take a look. Yeah, 52. So I don't think much is going to happen to that one, buddy. We'll see what happens. I mean, I've been wrong before. We're only human, right? Let's go back to our live radar, though. I want to stay on this storm that's over Millbank. We're going to have like round 1, round 2, round 3. These are all going through, but really, I think it's turning into more of a 40 to 50 mile an hour wind gusts over in areas just to the west of Sisseton, South Dakota. And then the flash flooding. I mean, all these areas are continuing to get impacted. How is Mina, South Dakota looking? Big time wind now. Mina, South Dakota. Mina. I apologize. Evidently, I got disconnected for a minute. So, Hecla, South Dakota. There is some wind there, but we're not seeing a whole lot going on other than major flooding. Yeah, there's definitely going to be some flooding there. Let me go back to the weather model and show you kind of what it's expected to look like over Hecla. As you can see, kind of moves over the same areas until about 245. So redevelopment over Hecla. Another area of folks on YouTube. Chronic 420, Mina, South Dakota. Mina. Do you know where that is?
That's by Aberdeen.
I have never heard of Mina. Oh, by golly. Let's go to Mina. That's along Highway 12. I've gone through Mina then.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, it doesn't look like Mina's going to get anything else since you've already had it go through your area. Let me get back in here. Yeah, it's got big time wind, but it's not severe thunderstorm warned. And I apologize that I wasn't warning you about that, Ashley, and Chronic 420. We don't have a severe thunderstorm warning for Mina or Aberdeen area, but let me take a look at the enhanced echo tops on that. Probably a little bit too close. Hold on one second. You're welcome. So Mina, it looks like the reason they don't have a severe thunderstorm warning on there is there's really not any hail in there. The wind threat is probably a 40-mile-an-hour wind threat, so I'm not sure why they might not have a severe thunder or a special weather statement on there. This one here, we might be getting a little too close by this crest barred one. We might be getting a little bit too close to radar. Folks that are concerned about storms, severe thunderstorms overnight, because we do have severe thunderstorms continuing into Minnesota.
Wait,
1 second, folks. I do have to have another talk here. All right. Sorry, folks. For the interruptions. I'm trying to keep my focus on these, but sometimes when my son has something he's really passionate about, it does distract me. Let's go ahead and take a look at these storms again at a reflective level. Forgot what I was talking about. That's what happens. Okay, what I was talking about is these storms that are continuing to move through Minnesota because Minnesota is in a severe thunderstorm watch until 4 o'clock in the morning. The tornado risk is low, 20%. 60 plus mile an hour winds is a moderate threat, so that's what we're likely going to see. There is isolated spots that could see 75 miles per hour plus. So that's why I want to remind you of the Weather Call Next Gen 605 Chaser alerts that can alert you through your phone. It's not an app. We actually call you and let you know what is happening and where to go, that type of thing. So be aware of that. It's just $15 a year. So you get peace of mind with that. All right, folks, I am going to let you go. Please make sure that you sign up if you're folks that are in Minnesota, because I do believe most, if not all, of the severe weather is like significant severe weather. There's still flash flooding expected for Aberdeen areas and Langford, basically north of 212. Those areas. But the severe weather threat is mainly going to start transitioning over to areas of Minnesota as we progress through the overnight. The reason for that is the severe thunderstorm watch is likely going to be canceled for areas of northeastern South Dakota by the time midnight comes along. There are some heavier bands of rain right here with this Aberdeen storm. I was wondering when they were going to push this special weather statement here. So at 11 p.m., Doppler radar was tracking a strong thunderstorm along a line extending from 6 miles east of Grassland Colony to near Westport to near Richmond Lake Rec. Aberdeen, this was 6 miles southwest of Aberdeen to near Mansfield. Movement was east at 40. Wind gusts 50 to 55 miles per hour and pea-size hail. So we were seeing that on the derived projects that right here. So areas just to the southwest of Ipswich, South Dakota, that does also have some hail there. So be mindful of that. So these areas are probably going to continue to see flash flooding and that 50 to 55 mile per hour winds. Even areas just up to by Velbin and Clare City, we do have a little bit of a possibility of some hail there. That would be just to the north of Highway 10 in South Dakota, right along the border of southern border of North Dakota and northern border of South Dakota. But I do need to also take a look at the echo tops here. These are the tops of the storms. How high up these storms are dictates if they're going to get hail, the more likelihood of hail. This one right here, 52,000 feet. This one here, 50 to 52. And this one here, 49 to 50. Definitely some hailers in there. So folks over in Minnesota need to pay attention. South Dakota as well, but not nearly as much of a risk now in areas of South Dakota other than the flooding risk. All right, folks, I do appreciate the stars and all of that. I am going to let you guys go. Again, if you have not signed up for Weather Call Next Gen, please, I would highly recommend that you do so. I have put it in the comments again here for you. Sign up for that, and it's only $15 a year. You'll get a phone call from me. And if you are on the move, you just update your location with the Find Me section, and it will find you, and then it will be able to track your location, so that way you get alerted with a phone call from me telling you exactly what to do in case of severe weather. Again, only $15 a year, basically 4 cents a day for life-saving alerts directly to your phone. I'm going to let you guys go. God bless. Stay safe. I will be back with my reels that I do in the morning to kind of let you know what is expected for tomorrow and all of that. I'll give you kind of a preview what they're expecting. This is tomorrow's risk. Slight risk over in southeastern portions of Minnesota, much of Wisconsin, and areas of Nebraska. That tornado risk is going to be mainly confined to north central portions of Iowa, Rochester, Minnesota area, Wausau and Appleton, Wisconsin areas, and then that wind risk. Again, that will be for tomorrow. And then there's the hail risk. Thursday's not a ruled out type of weather event either, as we look at a marginal risk up in areas of Minot, Bismarck, and Rapid City, and then up along the sandhills of Nebraska, western Nebraska, over by Colby, Kansas, and Garden City as well for that slight risk, and then the probabilistics. So we could possibly or likely see tornado risks over in Scottsbluff, Sterling, Colorado area that's very difficult to get coverage. So if you guys know anybody that's over there, it might be a good idea to share that link for the Weather Call Next Gen so that they get life-saving alerts. I'll be back tomorrow morning with some reels, so make sure if you're on YouTube, you're subscribed. Make sure if you're on Facebook, you're following, and exclusive type of alerts that you can get if you're a subscriber on our Facebook feed. You can actually, for about $4.95, get inside information on the latest apps that we're building, the latest information as far as where we're thinking would be the best chase location, where the highest tornado risk is. Get it all before we post it out to everybody else. We also are thinking about doing podcasts as well as some other things, like where you can become the forecaster for a period and blast us some questions and learn a little bit more about weather throughout. So you guys stay safe, and thank you all that's stuck through here the whole time. I appreciate it. Looks like I got 12 viewers right now on Facebook, and I don't know how many on YouTube. It looks like 264 views, so I appreciate all of you. Again, last thing that I'm going to say, 4 o'clock in the morning, severe thunderstorm watch for areas of Minnesota. That includes Montevideo, Redwood Falls. You would be just to the south of that. Hutchinson, Paynesville, St. Cloud. The risk for wind is continuing. That would be 50 to 70 mile per hour winds throughout much of these areas. But as far as the tornado risk, that is likely dying out very quickly. Thankfully, no tornadoes happened today in these areas of South Dakota and Minnesota. But again, I appreciate you all joining me. Stay safe, everybody. Oh, what Huron, South Dakota looking like? I will answer that. It looks like Tad. Let's go ahead and do that real quick here for you. See if I have a new update from HRRR. So here on South Dakota, it looks like you're going to escape the significant severe weather. So that's good. It's going to stay north of Huron, thankfully. Weather models were suggesting that it was going to be much different earlier, but this is another weather model that's bringing things out. This was updated at 8 p.m. And this is looking at about 3 o'clock tomorrow. You guys are starting to see what tomorrow might look like. Look at that. Oof, I really hope that's not the case. Look at that. Sioux City, Spencer, Iowa. Big old windbag event. Ottawa, West Point. And then Rochester, an isolated risk there about 7 p.m. Go further, doesn't really look like a whole lot, but Omaha area getting impacted about 10 p.m. tomorrow night if this weather model holds true. So Tad, you got your information for Huron. Doesn't look like it's going to get impacted tonight. I appreciate you joining. And I appreciate everybody that was on the chat for YouTube as well as Facebook. God bless and stay safe, everybody.